Okay, this documentation for Anthony on the net toy shopper site. One thing I see right off the bat is one of the plugins was updated, PowerPress was updated, and it shouldn't have been updated because it's just really messed up. Okay, so I would recommend taking this off. And the plugin I'm talking about is PowerPress, and when they came out with this new update for this particular, it's totally two different plugins. It kind of ran them together. So when you updated the original PowerPress, it turned into the Blueberry. Okay, so I'm not going to deactivate it, but if you want to use it, you can, or just deactivate it. Okay, so and it shows this right here. This is not PowerPress, or it is their. This PowerPress is a totally different plugin. Okay, so let's take a look at the issues. Issues were error message for Snap. So first I want to take a look at the site, and then we'll go to the Snap settings and see if we can see an error. Not seeing any errors here. Not seeing any errors up in this section. If we go to settings, no errors there. Scroll down. If you fixed this before that I've done this, you may have fixed this before I've looked at it. Okay, so no errors. Not sure where we're getting the errors at. Let me just scroll down real quick and make a change. And let's just check the blog and then come down and click on update settings and see if we get an error. One thing I've noticed with this particular site, it is loading a little bit slow, and that could be several different reasons. It could be a server side issue. It could be something with the site. I'm not totally sure. Another thing, the slider's not coming up. That may be due to something got changed in the settings. So we'll take a look at that. And this is the error that we are talking about. So let's see what we can do to fix this. Just right off the bat, this doesn't seem to be a server issue. It seems to be an issue with the particular with the plugin itself. So we're gonna have to take a look at the individual plugin itself and see what we got. I'm going to do a little research on this and see if I can come up with any answers for it. This still may be a server issue, but I'm not sure yet. I'm going to take a look and see at the got 307. Let's just go ahead and update it to 308. I didn't see any change log for that particular error, but we're going to go ahead and update it and see if that fixes the issue, which it may not. Let's go ahead and take a look, and let's go down and click save again and see if we get the error. I have a feeling we might still get the error. Okay, we still got the error. So another thing we need to look at is plugins conflicting. So we need to go to plugins, and then really it's a process of elimination to see if another plugin is in fact interfering with this particular plugin. The process to do this would be to so we can find out if that's the particular case. We need to deactivate all the plugins except that one, and then if it does fix the issue, then we know it's a plugin involved. And the easiest way to do this is to log into cPanel and deactivate plugins that way. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and deactivate all these plugins except Snap, and see if that's the issue. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and open up Snap. Did I accidentally deactivate Snap? I may have. I did accidentally deactivate Snap. So we're going to go to settings and then open Snap in a new tab, so we can work in both the plugins and this particular plugin. So let's go back to settings, scroll down and click save and see if we got the error. I have a feeling that we're not going to get the error now. And you see that we did not get the error. So we know for a fact that it's another plugin conflicting with Snap. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and activate all the plugins back except one. And what we'll do is we'll start off with what I think is the plugin that's most likely causing the problem. So I'm not going to activate Blueberry. I'm not going to activate Power Pinger or Themonticity. We're not going to activate WordPress Auto Spinner. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go ahead and activate these plugins. So we got the plugins activated again, so let's go and do another save and see if we get any errors. And we still got the error, so we don't have the right plugin. Now we're going to select another plugin that we think that we might be causing this issue. Now I do see one issue right now that we need to take this off. We only need one right here, so we don't need this. That may be causing the issue, and I did not see that before. So let's just refresh this and see if we get the error again. Okay, so we're still getting the error, so let's go and take another look. Okay, so I have another, I'm going to go ahead and deactivate this plugin. We got the error, so we're just going to do a process elimination. So it looks like we found the plugin that's causing the issue, and it looks like it was category import. Okay, looks like it was this plugin, which you don't need anymore anyway. We're going to test this just one more time. And one thing, you don't want to include all these categories, okay? I would include your blog category and then make one or use one category to maybe one of these categories to post to your social, but you don't want to post all of them. Okay, that looks like that was the case, so that'll take care of Snap. Now we need to take a look at the pages, and it may have been the same issue, but we'll take a look. Here is the error. I've never seen this error, so I'm just going to take a wild guess and say that we have another plugin. And this is due to all to updates and things that were out of my control, because we did not have these errors when the sites were created. So we need to do the same process with this as we did with the last plugin. So the first thing we're going to do is find out if it is indeed a plugin interfering. Interfering. So again, we're just going to deactivate all the plugins. We'll deactivate all except that particular plugin. So we've deactivated all the plugins, and we're still getting this error. So what this is telling me is there's something to do with on the server side, because nobody else and I'm not getting these errors. Okay, and it's not a plugin, so we need to take a look at other things now. So what I'm going to do now is deactivate and delete InstaBuilder and then reinstall. So we've done the reinstall and I'm still getting the errors. So and we know it's not a plugin conflicting, so it's definitely something on the server side. I'm going to take a look and see if I can see a fix. I'm going to go ahead and do reinstall 3.371 WordPress and see if that fixes the issue. And that did not fix the issue. So what we're going to do now is install another plugin that will allow us to check any files that are not needed. The plugin is called Database Spring Clean. So we did a search. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and delete some of these files or tables. We're not going to delete any of the WP Turbo items just yet. So we need to, what we're going to do now first is make a backup of your site. In this instance, we will just only do a database backup. That's all we need. So we have the database backed up. Now we're going to go back over and delete these files just real quick. Now we're going to do another search. So what we're doing now is looking at the actual plugin code in your cPanel, and we're going to take a look at the actual line of code that has generated the error. And we're going to go ahead and switch to code editor. Okay, looking at the line of code, it is dealing with the opt-in. My guess is that it's producing this error because the opt-in did have code in it, and it was sample autoresponder code, and I'm going to guess that's what the problem is. So we're going to go and try to find some of the database tables for this particular plugin and try to clean it up. So that process is going to be go ahead and deactivating the Instabuilder plugin and then go ahead and deleting it, and then we will search the database for any leftover files. What we're looking for here in this search is any files left over by the Instabuilder plugin. So these are the files that left over by Instabuilder. So let's go ahead and remember we've already done a backup of your database. So what we're going to do is remove these particular file or tables. Okay, these are tables within your database. So what we're going to do now is delete those. So now the next step is go ahead and reinstalling Instabuilder. Curious thing is this error is not happening for everyone. I'm going to take a guess and say that it's happening when using Replicator to install this reinstall the site. So what we're doing is just activating. We've installed, and we're going to activate Instabuilder and go and see if that cleared up the issue. So what we're going to do is just do a refresh and see if we still have the issue. That did not fix the issue. I really thought it would. I'm looking at the code. The code looks fine. So one other option I'm going to check is reinstalling the site. I'm going to go ahead and install on a different subfolder, but we're going to reinstall the site. So what I'm going to do is make a new folder, and I'm just going to call it Toy Shopper 2. So I'm going to create that folder, and then we're going to do a install with the import buddy files. So what I'm doing now is pull this down just a tad. We're uploading the backup using the backup buddy install files, and we're going to upload import buddy. So I'm going to pause the video while this uploads. So we got it uploaded. One thing that we need to do is go and create a fresh database for it. Usually while that's uploading, I'll be creating a new database, but I had to do some other things. So we're going to do create a new database now. And we're just going to go down to database wizard. So we're going to call this, we'll call it Toy Shop. Let's go ahead and create a user for it. Usually just call it the same thing, and let's generate a password for it. So I'll copy that password down, and we're going to create the user. And let's see why. Okay, so we need to go back and create another database. So we'll just call it Toy Shop 2. Now we're going to check the button to give all privileges. And we'll go ahead and just copy this to our notepad. So we got the database created and the user created. Now we're going to go to the particular site and go to import buddy. So that's going to be Anthony on the net, and we called this Toy Shopper 2. And we're going to go to import buddy. .php, and we should get the import buddy screen. So we'll just put in our password to move forward. At this point, it's already recognized our backup is there, so we're just going to click on next step. Okay, so it's extracted the file, so we're going to go to click on next. On this, we're going to verify that this is the URL that we're installing the site on. Okay. We're going to leave localhost there, and we're going to put in our database name, user, and password. So once we have that information in, we can click on Test Database Settings. Okay, so it's given us success on all four, so we can click on Next Step. Okay, so it's got the database imported successfully. Okay, so the migration has been complete. We're going to go ahead and open this up and just verify that our site is there. Now keep in mind, this is the version 2. You can easily switch back to version 1 from this version. But our site is there. So what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and log into WordPress and check for errors. Before we do that, we'll go back to our input buddy file and then click on cleanup and remove. Okay, so import buddy has cleaned up our site. So right now we're logging into the dashboard of the site. Now we'll need to come back and put in a new user. But right now we're going to do just take a look at and see what errors we have. For the Snap Auto Poster, we've already isolated one error. And let's just go ahead and see if we still have it. And if not, we know the fix for that. So we're going to go to Settings and then just scroll down and do a save just to see if we get the error. Okay, so we got the error, so we know what the fix is for that. Okay, so Snap's working fine. Now we need to go check InstaBuilder. So I can already see the page didn't load all the way, but that's not the issue. InstaBuilder is there, so it had to have been an issue with Replicator, but everything is there, so that fixed the issue. So that takes care of the two issues. I know this video is long. It's only there for you as a learning or a tool to use. You can watch the documentation. Anyway, thank you, and we got everything fixed.